Welcome back, again. So this is the second time I've done this now because earlier on, where are we now? For those in the UK, it's 9:15 at night. Sat down to do this video. 7 o'clock. Recorded it. Came to upload, editing, whatever. Bang. Fucking gone. So I wasn't best impressed. I've had a break. I've had something to eat. And I thought I might as well crack on and try and get another one done. So, for those who did watch my first video, which thanks again, I'm glad you've made it back. I must have done something right. I touched on slightly the need to sometimes be a little bit personal. I think that's probably a good idea for me to do now with you, because at the minute I'm a face behind the screen. You don't really know who. Like, I appreciate over time that'll change, and I hope that you become to know me quite well. But for now, I feel like I should give a little bit of a background, a bit of just a basic who are you, what's your story. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and skim over and give some of the important bits and bobs that's led me to do what I'm doing now. So let's enjoy, and we'll start. Where should we start? With it being fitness related, and the channel being the theme as it is, I was always, to be blunt, the fat kid in school. I was always the little fat one, which, you know, like, between multiple reasons or whatever, that was how it was. And I suffered quite a lot. I remember, like, not being able to fit into a pair of jeans until year 9, which is ridiculous, and it sounds so petty now when you repeat it, but at the time it was the biggest problem in the world, and I couldn't do it. And I remember being in that much of a state. That would have been the best present anyone could have given me. A pair of jeans that I could fit in, my own jeans that I could fit into. How times change, eh? But that's where it started. But it got to a point where I was just so unhappy. I was so down all the time. I thought so little of myself. I hated what I saw. I hated how I felt, and I hated how people could treat me at times. That don't get me wrong. That's not a sympathy, but that's a fact of life. People, especially kids, especially through school, can be little bastards. They don't. Nothing gets thought about. But there became a time where I went, enough's enough, and I think the first time I stepped foot in a gym was 15, so 8 years ago now. I'll tell you for a fact, it's the best decision I've ever made in my life, because that day that I stepped in, I caught the bug. I definitely caught the bug, and I found something that I loved. I found something that I was good at. I found something that I cared about. I found something, at the time, most importantly to me, was something that was changing me, something that was helping me move away from how I felt, helping me change. And for that, there was nothing greater, there was nothing more important. So that's where it started, 15, and I worked out a lot of things myself, trial and error, as a lot of people do. But without fail, come, sun, wind, snow, rain, I'm going to the gym. And it was a very, very good support for me, not both physically, but it helped me through a lot of hard times, the gym, and being able to go and absolutely destroy myself, or go and take it out. It's your own solid, and I know a lot of people can relate to the fact that your gym, that environment, whatever the setting is for you, whether it be footy training, whether it be in the gym, whether it be on a deadlift platform, whatever it might be. So many people do that because that's their solitude, that's their place where that's them and what they want to do, and it's quite a special thing for something a bit of iron and a couple of bars and some music can do for someone. And it definitely changed my life. Definitely changed my life. I don't think I've ever spoken. I don't think I've ever spoken about this. So to do this in front of a camera for, at the minute, I'm not sure how many people will watch. It's hard, but it's the truth, and it's easy. And I've grown up a lot, and I've learned a lot about myself. And one of the biggest thanks I've got to myself is forcing me, which it was because a fat, selfless little, how do you describe it without just, I was a broken young boy, overweight, no confidence, no self-esteem. To drag myself into that gym was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I'm proud of myself still to this day that I did it, because it's taken me down a path that I don't think I would have been able to do otherwise. So yeah, so I did that, and I started losing bits of weight. I started seeing progression, as you do. Excuse me. And so from there on out, I was like, okay, I've got the bug. Well, I got myself really into bodybuilding. I was a massive fan. Now sometimes I was in absolute awe of these genetic freaks, which they are, in the best sense of the word. You've got, Ronnie Coleman. You've got Jay Cutler, Kai Green, Philly. You've got all these absolute monsters, and me as a young lad sitting there thinking, wow, look at that. That's, looking back now, I'm not ever sure I believed it was attainable, but it was something that definitely drove me to try and be the best I could be, and to try and be, why don't you see what you can do? And for a long time it was like, let's get big, let's get, as it is. I think that's probably it's a naive, vain, immature way for me to have approached it, but I think it's a big reason why a lot of people get into the gym. And don't get me wrong, now I still very much care about what I look like. I still very much care about my physique and stuff like that. But I don't want to. I'm never going to be the biggest, the best. I'm never going to be one of these genetic monsters. I'm not. I've accepted that, and I just want to be the best I can be. So from there on out, it's been a long road. In fairness, it's just grown. It's developed. It's manifested into something that's absolutely. It's in my heart. The fitness, working out, learning. It's so important to me. It's such a huge part of my life, where I've wanted to develop in all areas that I can. That's why I've developed into areas that I wanna know everything. I wanna, over the past year and a half, 2 years, 2.5, thereabout, I've been a huge bookworm. I've been diving my head into nutrition. I've been diving my head into all different aspects of fitness, into training, because I want to develop myself. Because in turn, I feel I owe a great deal to the gym, and to a lot of people that might sound daft. How can you owe a lot to some weights? How can you owe a lot to a building? But I don't. It's not the physical. It's the mental side of the gym I owe a lot to. So I feel if I can develop myself and this passion that I've got into knowledge and more knowledge and more knowledge, I can help. I can hopefully spread a bit of positivity. I can hopefully spread some knowledge, and I can, because I took it upon myself to learn. I didn't have anyone put their arm around me. Yet again, it's not a sympathy thing. I took it upon myself to go and find out, to go and trial and error, go and learn, do it, go and fuck up and learn how to do it again. Go and fuck up repeatedly until you know how to do it perfectly. Which it develops both skill and a mental state where you won't be beaten. You won't give up. So, yeah, I went through school. I did lost a lot of weight, and then from there, it's developed into something ridiculous, absolutely something ridiculous. And I know a lot of people can relate to that, which something I'm very proud of, because there's a lot of things in the world to become addicted to, and I think to be slightly vain, to be slightly selfish about your health and your physique and what you look like and what you eat. Tell you what, don't ever let anyone tell you that it's a bad thing, because it's one of the hardest but one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do in your life. And I think every single person who strives to be better, to strives to improve, and strives to just get the best out of themselves as far as the fitness, as far as the health goes, you should be very proud of yourself, because I know I am. I also wanted to touch on, be there all day talking about school and how you get into the gym. You can tell when the passion overflows because you can just talk for a week. But I also wanted to touch on another thing that's going to be a very prominent in these videos and the channel as a whole. It's my approach to nutrition, because in the past, in the early days of my training and in the early days of my journey, I was definitely very much so a bro. And just in case any of you don't know, which I'm assuming a lot of you do, a bro is somebody who thinks you have to eat chicken, boiled chicken, brown rice, broccoli, porridge, egg whites. Someone who's got such a mindset about food, someone who's so set in the ways when it comes to nutrition that it becomes obsessive and it becomes overwhelming, which I very much was overwhelmed, because at the time, what I thought I was doing, what I thought I was eating, what I thought was prepping 4, 5, 6 days at a time worth of meals, thought that was right. I thought that's the best for me, that's the best what I can do for myself, to provide myself with the opportunity to progress and the opportunity to go where I wanted to go. But on the back of that, I was absolutely unsociable. I wouldn't sit and have, I wouldn't sit and have a pizza watching the telly. I wouldn't go out for my tea. I'd be, I can't eat that, I can't go there because what's the food going to be like? Or you'd sit at the table with your family, my family, and I can remember one particular time where I was sitting with my mum and her partner. They were having a lovely meal, whatever it was at the time, and I sat there with a Tupperware with brown rice and plain chicken breast. That it was probably day 3 or 4, and it was the driest, blandest, most miserable thing I've ever eaten in my life. And my mum was like, "Son, do you not want?" No, this is best for me. This is what I need. And I'm glad I went through that, because otherwise I wouldn't have known what I know now. Because a couple of years ago, and I owe great gratitude to this lad, because he's brought me on a leap. My good mate J Mac, he introduced me to flexible dieting, which is you hear it, IIFYM, if it fits your macros, whatever you want to call it, which is basically being more lenient, being flexible, being more capable of adapting your diet and capable of living a more normal life while still obtaining your goals, still being on track and still getting everything you want. And I'll definitely go into a separate video, because it's a big, how would you say it, I've gone to bits, but it's a massive passion of mine, how still in 2016, we still feel that the need to eat like rabbits. They still need to. I want to absolutely rubbish good and bad. I don't want people thinking I can't eat that. It's so bad for me. I've only got to eat that. That's good for me. Because no matter who you are, if you eat too much broccoli, it'll make you fat. If it does, so I promise I will go into a more in-depth video about that, because I don't want to make this too full on. But my mate, I owe a lot to him because he's opened a lot of new doors to me, and now I'm capable of going. I can be on a diet. Fucking diet, that word's a piece of shit. Sorry for the language, but that diet on this channel, it's a big cross. No. The goal I'm trying to hit at the minute, I'm on a bit of a cut at the minute, so that you don't know, you're in calorie deficit, losing fat, whatever. So, but at the minute, with that frame of mind I've got and the tools that I've got, if tomorrow I want to go out for my tea, I can. I am going to be restricted because I've got more of an understanding of nutrition. I've got exactly what I need to know. I know what I can eat, stuff like that. And it's just opened the world to me. It's made me more of a sociable person. It's given me my life back. And it's given me the opportunity to share that message and share it to other people and say, listen, life comes first. But that doesn't mean, like I said in the first video, your life is more important than anything you will ever do in the gym or with your body, whatever. But that doesn't mean that your life's got to be detrimental to your goals. That doesn't mean your life can't run alongside. You should aid both. And this way of approaching nutrition it's absolutely changed my life for the better, and I'll never ever look back. So I've gone from being the fat, unhappy, miserable, absolutely unconfident, self-hating teenager to now a very proud, always striving to learn, confident man. And I owe that to a lot of things, but more importantly, I want to try and portray that to other people. No matter what situation you're in, you can take control. You can take control, and you can change things for the better, and you can always better your circumstances. You can always better yourself, which I feel over the past few years I definitely have, and I'm definitely still striving to continue to do so, because as much as I've learned and as much as I've changed and grown, and as much as I feel capable of helping you, as much as I feel capable of providing this, what I'm doing, trying to change people's views, trying to change certain stigmas and whatever, I'm still not where I want to be, and I promise that I'll always strive to better myself, so I'm always, to the best of my ability, providing the best information for you, providing the best advice for you, and also just for me, because we're going to do it together, and I hope over the next months and years you'll become to see more of the Michael now, not the Michael that was. So I very much thank you for your time, and I hope you're a little bit happy that you know a bit more about me. But if I hear anyone shouting, there's that little fat fucker down the street, I'll know it's one of yous. No, in all seriousness, thanks again. So and like I said, just as a little footnote, the quality of the videos I appreciate aren't superb at the minute, because I'm working with what I've got. However, I am in the process of trying to sort that out, and I'm trying to get a few little bits and bobs done so I can increase the quality, because I know that content will always be down to me. It's going to be as good as I can make it. It's going to be there's going to be there's going to be days of eating, so I'm going to bring you through a full day of what I eat in a typical day. I'll do cooking videos, I'll do topic videos, I'll do Q&As, I'll do day in the life. I'm going to do eating challenges with my mate J Mac 3 when you're back, son. Don't you forget, 10,000 calorie challenge. So look out for that one, because if you want to see two grown men throw up over too many donuts, then this is your place. So yeah, so bear with me, and I do appreciate anyone who takes the time out to watch these videos, because I promise I'll always try and provide the best, and I appreciate your time. So thanks again, and see you next time. See ya.